Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't. I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-jury. I'm Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required for me to get away from my
All right,
captors.
everyone. Today we're looking at a smug sovereign citizen, a seriously wild one. And this guy is completely off the rails. He says the police captured him like he's some kind of prisoner or something, and then he goes full sovereign idiot mode on the judge. He starts rambling that he isn't subject to the law and that the court has no authority over him. But sorry, man, that's just not how things work. Sovereign citizens love to believe they can simply opt out of the law, but in reality, you can't. Let me know in the comments what you all think about this guy. Do you think he's aware enough to realize he sounds crazy? Or do you think he's actually just a crazy person? Let's go ahead and jump into this very intense court hearing.
So you're Gordon Cooley?
Yep.
Very well. State appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney. Mr. Cooley, there's been an amended complaint filed on, it looks like April 17th. You're charged with driving while suspended as a second offense. For on or about March the 25th of 2024 in Elk County, Kansas. If indeed you have a prior conviction where this would be a second offense, that's a Class A misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Additionally, with a second offense for driving while suspended, there's a mandatory 5-day minimum sentence. However, a person can be placed on probation from that, but there is mandatory sentence that would have to be imposed. Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't.
What's your question in regards to what you're charged with?
Well, I think this is a matter of a mistaken identity. My persons was never involved in anything. I'm carrying my property from point A to point B. There's no vested interest of the state to even stop me. I'm exercising my God-given constitutionally protected rights. And I stated that to the man acting as the police officer. I didn't present him with
you are charged, sir. Hold on. You're charged with driving while suspended, a second offense. That would indicate to me that you've had a first offense.
No.
Have you been in court before on this type of charge?
Nope, not on driving while suspended. No, I have not.
All right. Well, that is what you're charged with. You don't have to agree with it. You can certainly, that is an issue at trial if you feel you have a defense. As with the others that I've explained, you have certain rights. You are charged with a misdemeanor, so you are entitled to be represented by a counsel. And if you wish to apply for court-appointed counsel, if you meet the financial guidelines, I would appoint one to represent you. You also have the right to represent yourself. You also have the right to have counsel of your own choosing at your own expense. So at this time, if you wish to have a trial, if you wish to speak with an attorney counsel, would he qualify under any programs you have since you charge this as a second offense?
No.
All right. So apparently diversion wouldn't be an option for you. So if you're wishing to have a trial or to speak with an attorney, your plea at this time should be not guilty. If you wish to plead guilty, then we'd proceed to sentencing. But based upon what you're telling me, those would be issues that could be addressed at trial. So at this time, how do you wish to plead?
I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-jury.
If you're not going to enter a formal plea, you're standing mute, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Okay, I exercise my right to trial by jury then. I'd like to face the man or the woman that claims I've done them harm or loss.
Mr. Cooley, if you wish to have a trial by jury.
I'm Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person.
All right. Mr. Cooley.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
You need to be quiet for a moment. I'm going to explain what the situation.
Gordy has to be one of, is Gordon Cooley some kind of mastermind? The goofiest names I've ever heard. I mean, seriously, Gordy? And now this guy is claiming identity fraud in this case, like the court is just going to buy that excuse. He's acting like he's some genius pulling off a slick move, but in reality, he's just digging his own grave. Let's talk about the law for a moment. Lying in court, also known as perjury, is actually a very serious crime, in case you didn't know. Perjury is when you knowingly make false statements while under oath, and it's a felony. Depending on where you are, it can come with serious consequences, like up to 5 years in prison and some hefty fines as well. On top of that, it can ruin your credibility in the legal system forever, and you'll almost definitely end up with a criminal record hanging over you. So Gordy is out here making wild claims, but he's really just digging himself deeper into a hole. It's crazy how he thinks he can get away with this kind of behavior. Let me know what you all think about Gordy so far, and also what you think about the judge so far. Let's jump back in.
You have the right to be represented by counsel. You entered a plea, refusing to enter a plea, which is fine. A person can stand mute, and I will set this matter for trial. If you wish to be or have a jury trial, you have the right to do so. However, you need to do that in the proper form. With a misdemeanor offense, you have to file a written motion for that request. Otherwise, it's set before the court. So you would need to do that in a timely way. If you're going to represent yourself, you would have to follow the rules as though you're an attorney. So all of those things would, most people don't have the training to where if they're going to do a jury trial, they're better off being represented by counsel. But that's a choice that you're going to have to make.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
Can there be a valid cause of action without an injured party?
Sir, that's not a valid question for what we're doing here today.
I've tried settling this matter in the private twice. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required for me to get away from my captors.
Poor Gordy. He's arrested, and now he has to do the time after committing the crime, yet he's acting like he's the victim. I mean, come on, Gordy, you did the crime. Now you've got to face the time, and it's only 5 days, basically. It's crazy how so many sovereign citizens just refuse to take responsibility for their actions. They always want to blame everyone else instead of owning up to what they've done. And it honestly makes you wonder, is this the direction America is heading? People trying to dodge responsibility just because they think the law doesn't apply to them. It's honestly wild, and I swear I keep seeing more and more of it as the days go by, and it's getting really ridiculous. Does anyone else notice this lack of accountability? Because at this point, it's become a common trend. Let's dive back in.
And thinks that he has the authority to take another man and throw them in a box when they have harmed no man or woman, no
Mr.
claim
Cooley,
has been brought
Mr.
against
Cooley,
them.
you need to be quiet now. We're going to give you a court date, and you can advise me how you're going to proceed at that court date. If you're going to apply for a jury trial, then you'll need to make that application by that time. Otherwise, you'll be set for a bench trial. That's before the court. Sarah, could you give us a date, please?
What sort of time frame would you like, Judge? 30 minutes?
Approximately 30 days, 30 minutes would be fine.
We can do May 15th at 2:30.
At
Judge,
2:30?
I'm out that afternoon. We could do 11:30 if there's nothing else scheduled there.
We put that for a trial for an hour, didn't we? So
We could, if you only need 30 minutes, we could do the 11 to 12.
well, we said something at 10:30, I believe, or was it the 10 o'clock that was set for trial?
It was the 10:30 to 11:30 that was set.
Okay, let's set this at 11:30 for a pretrial. So, Mr. Cooley, you will need to appear at the courthouse in Howard. And if you're going to file a motion for a jury trial, you need to have done so by that time. If you're going to hire an attorney, you need to do that. If you're going to apply for an attorney, I would suggest that you do that as soon as possible. so that you can have counsel at that time.
Am I going to be able to face the man or the woman that has a claim before me, or are you going to discharge the matter? If there's not a man or a woman here, then this matter needs to be discharged.
Sir, I've heard these arguments before, and those are not legal arguments. Somebody's made these things.
I'm not a member of the legal society.
Sir,
Can we bring the law to the court, please? Can we bring the law to the court?
Mr. Cooley, stop interrupting. At your hearing, if you have motions that you wish to have heard, you can file them in advance. I would strongly recommend you be represented by counsel. But your court appearance is May 15th at 11:30, and you are to be here in person.
I will invoke my comment.
It's honestly pretty funny how Gordy, in his final thoughts, actually seems to believe he's the victim here. I mean, maybe he doesn't. I'm not really sure, but it definitely looks like he does. He's acting like the entire system is out to get him, but then again, he could just be putting on a show to try and get out of this case. Either way, it's a complete mess. And seriously, why do these sovereign citizens always bring up that the victim has to be present for them to be tried? Like, dude, if you're literally driving without a license, that's on you, no one else. The law doesn't need a victim to show up for you to be held accountable for what you did. It's honestly crazy how they try to twist the system to fit their own story, but that's just not how it works. People like Gordy and other sovereign citizens we've covered on the channel honestly seem mentally ill, but then again, if I were in their position and didn't have the money to pay a ticket or anything like that, this might feel like their only option. I know that's not a popular opinion right now, but I'm genuinely curious what you all think about it. If you have no money at all and you're just trying to delay the court case for a few days or even a week, I can kind of understand why people do it. But at the same time, I don't think it's right at all. I think it's completely stupid and a waste of taxpayer money. There really are two sides to it, though I definitely agree more with the judge on this. But anyway, guys, I really want to hear what you think about this whole court hearing. Did Gordy actually believe his own nonsense? Or was he just trying to play the system? Let me know what you thought down below. And if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.